Check. So finally the time has arrived. You all are waiting for this particular time. Yes, I'm talking about the panel discussion. And now we will discuss about how internal and external ticketing system is playing a major role in modern ITSM. So let's get started with this, and with a small introduction, one by one, I'd like to call on this stage our moderator and all the panelists over here. So let's start with our honorable moderator. The name of our moderator is Shri Prakash Bharat. Sir was already there in the stage, but now I'd like to give a small introduction about Prakash sir. So Prakash Bharat, the director of sales Freshworks, and Prakash sir, with over 16 years of experience spanning the financial sector of SaaS, currently oversees Freshworks business for India and SaaRC. In his 6 years with Freshworks, he has played a pivotal role in expanding the sales and new business organizations, excelling in enterprise sales, business development, and customer success function. So with a huge round of applause, please welcome Shri Prakash Bharat, the Director of Sales Freshworks. Can I get a huge round of applause for sir? Now we'd like to call on the stage one by one our honorable panelist who is here on this grand evening. So first I'd like to introduce Shri Shubhamay Chakraborty. He is the Chief Technology Officer of ABP Private Limited. He is responsible for the overall IT strategy, including digital, analytics, SAP, infrastructure, and information security. Prior to ABP, Shubhaman sir worked with Magma FinCorp as a head of digital and consulted multiple Fortune 100 companies in his career of 21 years while working with Wipro, Cognizant, Oracle. He is a regular speaker and panelist in various industries, firms, and academic institutions. Shubhamay sir has a regular speaker and panelist in various industries and keen interest in digital transformational program, analytics, product engineering, and cyber security. Shubhamay has been awarded by various industry forums and his contribution to the IT industry. Shubhamay sir is a senior member of IEEE and is presently the chairman of IEEE Communications Society Kolkata Chapter, member of IEEE Kolkata Chapter Executive Committee, and chairman of Industry Academia Collaboration Committee. And Shubhamay sir is also associated with CII CDT. And now, Shubhamay sir is an alumnus of Jadavpur University and Indian Statistical Institute. He has also attended the executive education from Harvard Business School. So I'd like to call on the stage. Shubhamay sir is already here. Can I get a huge round of applause for Shubhamay sir? Thank you. Thank you so much. Now I'd like to request on the stage for coming and join the panel. And before calling him on the stage, let me give a small introduction of our panelist. The name of our panelist is Shri Saurabh Das, and let me give a small introduction about him. He is an alumnus of Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, and Indian Institute of Management, Lucknow. And he has about a couple of decades of experience in various global MNCs and Indian conglomerates, including Reliance Industries Limited, Linde Group, PriceWorks, Coopers, IBM Global Services, Atos, Origin, ITC Infotech, SR Group, Aditya Birla Group, and presently the Group Chief of Digital and IT at Rupa and Company Limited. With a background of chemical engineering and master in business administration specializing in system from the two most premier educational institute of India, Mr. Das started his career in the petroleum and petrochemicals industry before moving on to the core IT, where his career spanned from educational consulting and project and program management, delivery management, solution architecting, and account management. Finally, transitioning from the IT supplier industry to the consumer industry, Saurabh has led several key business transformation initiatives and handled stockholders across the globe, primarily in the market in Asia Pacific, Europe, and North America. Saurabh sir is a strong project and service management DNS teams from the PMP training and ITIL certification. Also, Saurabh is a Data Security Council of India certified privacy lead assessor. Saurabh has a very strong domain expertise in manufacturing, mining, telecom, automotive, and FMCG verticals, and has worked out of several countries, including USA, UAE, Thailand, South Africa, and India. Currently, Mr. Saurav Das is a Group Chief of Digital and IT in Rupa Group as the CDIO for iron ore mining, contract coal mining, and ferroalloys manufacturing business since December 2015. He has several allocates for himself and his organization to his merit, including the prestigious SAP SCE Award 2016, 9 entries in BSE CIO Club Award 2018, 2 entries in NetUp Award 2017, etc. Personally, Saurav sir has been conferred in Cyber Sentinel Award nominated Top Powerful CIO in IoT 2017. Awarded Change Agent CIO 2018, CIO 500 2019, COVID Hero CIO 2020, and finally nominated in the most coveted Lifetime Achievement Aditya Birla Group Chairman's Award 2018. As an eminent personality in the IT ecosystem in honorary capacity, he is also in the Council of Kolkata chapter of CIO Club as the secretary, as well as governing body of the Info Sector Foundation and the IT Committee of Bengal Chamber of Commerce and Industries. On the personal life, Saurav sir is married and this couple is blessed with a boy. And Saurav sir, thank you so much for giving us your valuable time on this grand evening. So next, I'd like to introduce our next panelist, Shri Kripaduti Sharkar, the Group CIO, Ambuja Neotia Group, an IT evangelist and learner in leadership CIO, CTO, CDO role for last 4 years. Kripaduti has spent 22 plus years in global IT arena, spearheading the digital transformation, AI or ML-driven automation and the analytics through solution design, program management for Indian corporates like Ambuja Neotia, Rupa and Company Limited, ABP Private Limited, and global organizations like Duty Free Shop, John Deere Power System, Dow Coding Xerox, Sijuan's Food, Burger King, Mentor Graphics, N-Power, IBM, Blue Harmony, SKA, Bearing, and many more on his note. At present, Kripaduti is the capacity as Group CIO of Ambuja Neota, a leading Indian conglomerates and with real estate, healthcare, and hospitality verticals. The promotes digital transformation for the optimal performance using boards, AI with reliability and security across enterprise business application in both digital space as well as core ERP space, namely SAP, ECC, and HANA. Salesforce, CRM, Tableau, analytics, along with cybersecurity and hybridization of workload. He has done his Bachelor of Engineering from Jadavpur University in Electronics and Telecommunication and has done MBA from IIMC. Kripaduti sir is already on the stage and I want to request each and everyone, please give a huge round of applause for Kripaduti sir. So next panelist on this stage, I'd like to give a small brief about Shri Manik Pal, the Vice President of Information Technology. Sir is coming on this stage and let me give a small introduction about him. He is living more than 3 decades of comprehensive experience in building responsive IT organizations that enhance the customer or user experience. Worked across various business verticals, manufacturing, FMCG, mining, renewable energy in MNCs, and promoter-driven business. He is a global IT business or technology strategist with CIO level success in transformation, automation, digitalization, IoT or AI or ML, cloud transformation, business intelligence, strong record of success in creating robust IT architectures and infrastructure for 25 plus years of working experience in various ERPs and comprehensive knowledge on core SAP S4 HANA. So sir is already here, our all panelists and moderator is already here. So we will start the panel discussion about how internal and external ticketing system is playing a major role in modern ITSM. So I'd like to request moderator, please take over me for the discussion.
First up, thank you so much for coming on stage. It's quite overwhelming to hear the experience, the collective experience that we have on stage is close to 100 plus years of IT experience, right? And representing great organizations and the alumni they represent. I think I came here very serendipitously. One of my colleagues was supposed to come here. It's quarter end. I'm a very typical sales guy. I'm more worried about the numbers. But the last 10 minutes, the kind of introduction I heard, now I'm super excited. Because not a lot of times you get a chance to sit and grill CIOs and IT leaders. And then today I look at that opportunity and then really want to spend the next few minutes trying and understand how you're looking at new age IT, how you're transformed in the past and your learnings from your experience. I think that's immense. And I'd certainly go back a lot more intelligent than what I am today. So thank you so much again for coming down. We'll probably start off without wasting much time. Given the experience that you have over the years' time, I think for sure there has been tremendous change in how IT has evolved, right? So I really want to try and understand the challenges or the differences that you see today, like the characteristics of modern age IT versus how it has evolved when compared to what it was 20 years back or even 15 years back. Because there was a time when we were talking about pager as an amazing thing, and then iPhone happened, and then today we are in the age of AI. I'm sure you have seen it all, right? And just wanted to start from here and then probably we'll get into the discussion much.
So I think, yes, there's been a huge change. I started my career in 91, so almost more than three decades ago. So I started in main computers where even you require a punch card to use your codes, okay? And then here's the PC, XT and all. Okay, and now we are talking about flexibility, agility, is the key. And, how quickly you deliver. The other thing, I think, the modern day IT infrastructure, the importance is that how do you collaborate? How do you collaborate with different systems? How do you, collaborate with different teams? How do you collaborate with different applications, through API? How do you use all these automated and AI-based technologies which are probably available in your cloud infrastructure or in the SaaS environment? Now, so I think the biggest thing which is required currently is that how do you optimize your costs? So where are the cost savings coming from? Is it coming from, reducing your CapEx cost of infrastructure, or, using your automation or using your intelligence and collaborating within the team, collaborating across different applications? That's the key drivers in the modern IT infrastructure.
Almost, Manik, the same experience. I just want to add up, we started with the era calling IT, not IT department, EDP department, where they process the electronic data. And mostly, the last slides shared, the customer and the employees are the key stakeholders as far as the organization is concerned. So there is no connect with the customer because customer was the sales department prerogative. And from the employee, it is only a mere payslip. So that was IT in the 90s 90s and starting of the millennium. And then we started with mainframe COBOL, started with some of the programming, and then client server, then web applications, then mobile, and now it is entirely agility. So even nobody is asking whether you are a developer, coder, everybody is speaking about AI because I mean bare minimum expectation is those are things are there already. So the expectation starts, and we are actually dealing with the this millennial generation where the expectation from them, if even we sound that wrote an email for service, they will, I have to write an email. What is this going on? So this kind of scenario environment we are dealing with every day. So rightly pointed out by Manik, sharing the collaboration. It's the collaboration. I would even on a larger perspective, the all stakeholders, be it customer, be it the employee, be it internal, external. So we have to collaborate with everybody. And this collaborate, I just want to add one part with the Manik, this collaboration has to be fast. Because if it is, I mean, not turning out, I mean, the patience level, I mean, the people are not, I mean, impatient with the new usage of the mobile app. So they are actually wanting the data or the information back to them very fast. So collaboration with speed.
So I'll pick up from where Manik and Kripa left. Before we look at what changed, I think it's important to understand that the age-old cat and mouse game between the IT department and the users continue. So users want a lot. The user who is at the lowest rank want the sleekest of the computers to start with. Whenever there is an issue, everyone wants their issue to be attended. There is a wish list that I don't want to mention my issue, I don't want to raise a ticket, I don't want to send an email. Kripa also said, do I need to send an email? I mean, it should be attended. You should understand the issue before I have even raised it. That's the expectation. So I think what really has changed is that the expectation has changed. People are now more tech savvy in terms of usage of both hardware and software. And they relate that experience to the workplace. The workplace overall has changed because earlier workplace used to be one fixed area. Now it's, anytime, anywhere kind of a concept. So ITSM has also translated to that. And, the growing expectations. Analytics is a key area in this. I mean, what exactly we are spending, Manikda talked about cost. I think that's a very important consideration in everything. So how much we are exactly spending, what we are getting, because finally it boils down to the employee productivity and the CSAT that we are getting on IT. So how those parameters can be maintained, with the minimal of efforts. I think that's where the game is.
Good evening, everyone. So I think after Manik, Kripa and Shourav, there is hardly anything left to talk about. But still, I will attempt something. See, one thing that has changed, what at least I see, is the expectation has gone up, like anything. And why has it gone up? Probably because the enterprise IT has not been up to the pace to the B2C space. So if you talk about as a user, our experience, we use Zomato, we use Swiggy, we use Make My Trip and all this stuff. But when we come to office, we are not using products of that scale. While the users are using those products in their personal front, while coming to office, they are seeing that the products are going down on the quality side. So that's a major issue, I would say. The expectation is sky high. One point that some of us talked about is the tech knowledge of the user community has grown. We used to talk about IT at some point of time, and people used to discourage shadow IT because shadow IT was seen as something as a threat to the CIO or the CTO, that something will be happening, you don't know, there will be threat landscape and all of this. But now shadow IT is reality. Every department has their own software, even if you like it or not. So that's another reality that we need to see. So I think these are the major changes. Of course, technology has changed like anything. All of us started at some point of time where getting a mobile was a dream. And now even our child have a mobile at least. So these are the changes I would say.
Agree. I think I would agree with pretty much everyone said, right? I mean, how it has evolved over the years and how employees have started reacting, or what is the expectation of employees from the companies have drastically changed. Like rightly said, I'm using Swiggy and Amazons of the world in my personal life. when I come to work, I want you to understand my problem even before I open my laptop, right? And not just that, I want the issue to be resolved like immediately. We don't really necessarily wait for a day or 48 hours for someone to understand and come back, and I totally understand how you, and the problem is today we are solving problem at scale, and we are trying to solve all these problems at scale. You need to also have an eye on cost, like he rightly pointed out. You just cannot be spending like way too much. I agree with pretty much whatever you said. And while we are solving all these problems, there has been onslaught of SaaS tools, right? I think at any point in time, your organization should be using bare minimum 100 tools at any point in time. So one of the biggest challenge for you is to also how to integrate all of these challenges. It is like fixing a car that's running. You're trying to sort all the problems and then make sure you add more features to the existing engine, right? That's really crazy. So I really want to understand, each of you represent very different industries. So really want to try and understand how you try and integrate so many tools, and then what are the challenges you face, and interesting learnings from there. I'd love to hear.
So I think SaaS again is a reality. So most of that depends on the industry that you come from, and you talk about CRM, you talk about email or other collaboration system or any other utility system, it will be there. So I think what, as principle, what we have taken is the source of truth remains with the ERP or some core system. And we build the SaaS platforms around it. We have not built any SaaS platform or got any SaaS platform which is the core of it. Of course, that is not the truth for everyone. That may change, but that is what we have taken so far.
So if we talk about the industry that I come from, I think it's a mix of three very different things. It's a mix of retail, fashion, and manufacturing. So the problems that we have, or the problems that we have internally to solve, is also got a different mix. We have got different sets of people, some who are completely mobile, some who are completely from office and things like that. But if we talk about problems, I think largely, there has to be a ROI linkage to everything. Finally that has to translate. That's one. Secondly is that, whenever you want to put system, there has to be a systematic approach also in terms of the DNA to work. I think that is very important. Third, like Shubham also said, right now we are selling on Swiggy, we are selling on Zomato. If you want innerwear or an outerwear or something, you want it in 10 minutes, that's reality. You can get our products. So people also expect like that. They say that if we can sell our own products on Zomato or on Flipkart, on Swiggy, why can't we get the service also within that time? And it also depends, what time of the year and the seasonality, all these effects of business also translate into the expectation.
I come from a industry, organization which has three major businesses. One is in real estate, another is in healthcare, and is hospitality. And every business, that we deal with has a different sets of employees. For real estate, we have employees who regularly uses Zomato, Swiggy, as we have taken those names many a times, and there are also laborers who are actually using Facebook, WhatsApp, and that also in the Bengali or regional languages. So they are not using English as a language, so they communicate, with their regional languages. So therefore, the platforms are heterogeneous. First of all, this is a bigger challenge. And also the collaborations with those employees where they ask us for their regional language to be prompted for using applications, also a very big challenge. I'm just giving an example to you. We implemented Darwin Box for attendance, for HRMS system, and one of the part is attendance. Now for a regular employee, we just remove the biometrics, and they can, with the geofencing, whenever they get into the office, they just open the app and put their attendance. But for those laborers at the site, we put a geofencing, but every time there was a n number of IT tickets saying that we cannot open the app is not working. This is not a thing, because they don't understand what is geofencing. So therefore, it's a hell lot of time we have, trained them many a times, and end of the day, finally we converted that with a conversational app. So they are saying in Bengali, Uposthit, I'm present. And it immediately converts that to a language, and whenever they come to the geofencing, it automatically punches in with the time. So that's where, I mean, it's a mix bag of a set. So it's not very simple. It's a heterogeneous from the platform, and also very much mixed bag from the employee side.
So I come from a renewable energy, and which is growing very fast. Okay? So we are into 3 segments of business. One is that manufacturing, and then we also set up power plant, like NTPC, L&T. These are our big customers. And also the next part is the O&M part. Once we install a power plant, you also need to ensure that it generates the power which you have committed. So like we are now installing power plant of 450 megawatts. There we have a 13 lakhs module, more than 500 acres. There are 24 blocks. So it's a huge plant. There are a lot of challenges in terms of the operation maintenance. So operation challenge, maintenance in terms of the challenges in supporting those infrastructure, the assets, to ensure that it generates the power. It has got all kinds of, you need to ensure that those modules are cleaned properly. There are no obstruction in terms of growing the grass in front of the module. And also the mechanical failures, the electrical failures, the cable theft. That's the biggest challenge there. The cable theft is such a big area. So the challenges, and if you see, this is about the EPC part. The other part, if you see the business, the way it is now, Mr. Modi has also announced that 1 crore rooftop user will get some free 350 kilowatt, power free and all. The 1 crore is a very conservative number. So it's actually in 140 crores, 1 crore is a very conservative number. It probably will, in next 5 years, you'll see about, probably 20 crore people will be having rooftop solar on there. So if you also want to buy a rooftop solar, you do not know how to approach, whom to approach. How do you take installation help? How do you support? All those things. So our approach is also what we are seeing D2C. We are not saying B2C, D2C, direct to customer. When you buy a module, through whom? Through installer, through distributor, through channel partner, whom do you buy? So the business is, there are a lot of challenges in the business, and keeping in all these, we finally feel that the cloud and the SaaS technology is the best way, but obviously the core has to be kept within on-premise or probably on a public cloud so that it can, integrate with other ecosystems, other eco applications to deliver expectations to the end customer. End customer will be customer, end customer will be the end customer, end user. It can be a channel partner, it can be a key account like NTPC and all. So that's what for my side here.
So it's just a follow-up question because he mentioned about ROI while he was answering this question, right? So anybody can take and just give me an update. So see, when we talk to a lot of CIOs or CFOs, there is this misunderstanding on what is ROI, right? Like there is one side of tools which is like super high cost, and then they say that you invest in this, there are like hundreds of features, and then because of this you get this kind of results. In a year time you will get 140% return on investment and all of it. Now the other side, there are these low cost tools which really promise rapid time to value. But the problem is when we talk about innovation, when we talk about AI, a lot of these things are missing in a low cost tool, right? So it's two ends of the world. So when you decide, obviously you're in a position where you take these calls on what to invest, where to invest, what tool to buy and all of it. So when you're evaluating, what is ROI for you? Anybody can answer it, yeah.
So I think what you have asked is very close to my heart. Firstly, what are we trying to achieve? When we are talking about ITSM and systematizing ITSM, what is it that we are trying to achieve? I think the bottom line is employee productivity and satisfaction, right? Because without any tool, without any system, without any process, things will get attended, but nobody knows when it will get attended, when it will get solved. There will be downtime for employees, productivity will be lost, blah, blah, blah. That's point number one. Point number two is, we cannot measure the increase in productivity for how much we are investing, right? That's the big challenge, that's the big gray area. Now, secondly, if we go one step further in that, we can segregate the different employees as per different segments, right? And the benefit that we'll get through this systematization will be different for the different blocks, right? So that has to be there. And we have to assume that if this is the percentage increase, this much of downtime if we can reduce through this. Secondly, you talked about AI. So even before a problem occurs, if we can know that this is going to happen, right, then how much we can save on that. The time that a user takes to raise a problem, follow up on it, escalate it, blah, 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 all the time loss, the productivity loss, the frustration that comes in, etc. If all that can be reduced, and again it can result in some fruitful time, which the employee can give to the organization, how much does the organization benefit? I think this kind of a analysis has to be done, and that will present a case. This is my take.
Add one point. So on a lighter note, we say that ROI is a full form return of investment, right? So there is another term. ROI is actually repression of innovation. So you use ROI to repress innovation.
See, one of the reasons I asked is this is also very close to my heart because a lot of times as a company, Freshworks, we go and talk about our ITSM tool or CRM tool. We also tell our customers that we do something called as a value engineering, wherein when you're buying a tool, there is a vision that you have. What do you want to change within your organization, right? Like, for example, you want to increase productivity, or you want to save time, or like you said, you want to identify a problem that might go wrong that could help you save a lot of money, right? So we tell them, hey, this is where you are. Currently, your employee is spending about 48 hours to solve a problem like this. But we can bring it down to say 24 hours or 16 hours. So you get to save this much money. Time is money, obviously. And then how it increases. And also what we do is, we give a value when you buy, and then after 6 months in time, we come back and sit with you to help you understand how we have changed your organization over a period of time. I think a lot of times we talk about ROI while buying, but we don't go back and do that research and try and understand, okay, I bought it now, how have I changed my organization in the last 6 months or 1 year? I think that is something we see as a change in the market where CIOs or CFOs have started in coming back and asking, okay, you promised me so many things. Today, this is what is happening. 1 year now, what have you done for us? What's the value that you have delivered? I think I can agree to what you're saying. Yeah.
I just wanted to add one more thing. We think that the ROI is only about, the savings.
Yeah.
See, ROI also leads to your, turnover increase also.
True.
So if you resolve your problem, and it's a, what you call the customer experience. You're talking about the customer experience. If you resolve your, operational issues, and if you meet your customer delivery dates, okay, then there is a chance that your customer will give a repeat order, So those are the things also is considered in the ROI. And I think all the business leaders, they all are aware of these new technologies which are, they have all ChatGPT, Copilot, they understand all these technologies. Now you cannot fool any CEOs, I'm telling you. CIOs cannot fool any CEOs. They have all the tools to know, and they understand that how that operational efficiency can be done. Okay, they will find out from ChatGPT and many other tools, available free of cost. Because they are also transforming their business. It's not only questioning, preserving their own business. What is the winning tomorrow? And they understand that unless we use these technologies, AI, ML, and all those things technologies, they understand very well that they will not be able to survive in future. So that's what my point on ROI. Yeah.
I can't agree more because, like I said during my opening note, ITSM at once upon a time it was looked at as a backbone and then enabler. Today you are a business partner, right? You decide how the success of the company purely depends on how advanced you are in the technology that you are using. If you look at the top 500 companies in the world, I think they have invested heavily, and there is no doubt in that. But also, we also know, irrespective of the industry that you represent, threats is something that's common across the industries, right? So what is the role that ITSM plays here, and then how do you really solve for it?
Your question is what is
On
the
threats,
role of ITSM?
role of ITSM in solving.
So I think this audience will know the role of ITSM, so we don't need to educate them on ITSM's role. What I can talk about is how the journey has been, at least in my current organization. uh, in most of the organizations that I have seen have some form or the other of ITSM. The crudest form of ITSM is Excel sheet. So there will be someone who will be noting down on an Excel, and there will be tickets based on that, and then it gets solved. Then moving on from there, people get into some open source, etc., and then they get into products like yours or your competition. ITSM is important for various reasons. Most of the time it is for your audit purpose, where you need to see the trail from business request till product deployment. Also on the service side, if you are talking about the end user support, it's also about CSAT, where you need to ensure that your customers, your users are getting satisfied. And it's also about your product management, how you are developing your product if you have a product team inside. So how do you do the complete life cycle? That can be also managed through ITSM. So I think these are the typical use cases. And what we have seen is one of the best use cases that we can figure out from ITSM that we deployed 1 year back is we can measure now CSAT. So for CSAT was, are you liking me? Do you like me? Based on that, CSAT used to come. Now people can put a score based on the closed ticket. So after a ticket is closed, a mail goes to them. They can just put a number, 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5, 5 out of 5. So that's one of the success, I would say, of putting ITSM in place.
So in terms of threat, I think we must look at ITSM from a broader perspective, where we are essentially systematizing IT operations, right? And the biggest advantage that brings in terms of handling threats is 0 day is the most important, the time to react, time to respond. And once the operations are systematized, that is where it helps. We know exactly what's the damage, what control that we need, and things like that. That is the biggest advantage that it brings on the table.
So mostly addressed, just want to add up one thing that in the threat, so as Shorav already said, 0 day attack, not even only 0 day attack, even for email spamming, if somebody has to report, so it's the best way to report as fast as he could, so that we can certainly save initial time. So therefore, reporting early, monitoring early, visibility. So we, in our organization, we kept, if anything classified as other, so look at with some of the pinch of salt that it might be a threat. Because if it is not categorized in a generic problem like UPS, power cut, supply, windows not opening, so then if it is fall under some other category saying other, so please recheck it.
I think the ITSM, what happens is that ITSM drives accountability, transparency, collaborative work, teamwork. If you have a threat and you are not able to solve, and then you have a full team, it's a one common infrastructure. It's a centralized, place where you can all work together to resolve an issue. And agility, as I said, the agility is the main. How do you respond? That saves a lot of, damage for the future. And that can only become, through an ITSM tool.
Great. See, I'll pick up my next question probably from where he left the discussion, right? He spoke about collaboration and agility across teams. So obviously you are, right, a transparency, right? And most of you are in, like, your companies are spread across industries now, right? Now there are companies who are still struggling to get their internal teams to collaborate. Forget about bringing different industries and then making a common reporting to the management. That's still far away. So I'd want to try and understand how ticketing is helping you get your teams to collaborate better, or if there are interesting use cases that you have around collaboration, I'd love to hear about it also.
I think Manikda talked about the right term. It's about transparency. So that's the cornerstone of any IT support. Finally, we are here to support the end users or create products. So that way, transparency is one of the most important piece. Also, when we are into product development, I will go back to product development because we have a team inside who is doing multiple product developments. Their stakeholder management is important, where we have development, we have DevOps, we have a testing team, we have other teams involved. For them, collaboration is very key, and without a tool, without ITSM, it's kind of impossible now. So I would say these are the use cases that we are following.
Yeah, I mean, I will echo what Shubhamay has said. I mean, whether it comes to any kind of rollouts, whether it comes to measuring efficiency, when it comes to, understanding how we can prevent the preventive maintenance part of it, when it comes to what are the problem tickets that are coming, recurring challenges that are coming, when it comes to, even managing patches, all of that, I think that's where really ITSM helps. And going forward with the intelligence part of it, I mean, you or your colleague was showing something where, there's a chatbot or something which is helping, users. Today, a lot of organizations are trying these things. We were also doing a, collaboration with an organization where all kinds of, let's say, routine mundane tasks can be automated through the ITSM tool, starting from simple, let's say, printer installations, and things like that. So, and those things are picking up. I think in another 5 years, 10 years down the line, those things will be the norm. The fortunate or the unfortunate part is manpower, skilled manpower is still not that costly in India compared to some of the Western countries. That's the only thing that's stopping. Otherwise, we should have been there.
Just to, most part addressed, just to add up, in collaboration, because as I said, in Ambuja Native, we are dealing with 3 verticals, and the 3 verticals has their sets of employee. So collaborations for us through ITSM stands for we collaborate with all issues that come up, and top 3, top 5, top 10, and create a kind of a presentation, learning presentation for the rest of the group, so that they can learn from those incidents how to take about it. So, I mean, just giving an example, onboarding, during the onboarding employee, we have a standard protocol of a standard printouts or handouts, or in downloading box also we have an onboarding procedure. Even after that, there are few things which where people need the help, like as rightly pointed out, the printer, common printer, what is the common printer IP? So these kind of things cannot be drafted. So there, past incidents in ITSM, if it is a majorly, most people are acted on that. So certainly we can draft that in a material and distribute that. It helps a lot.
Okay, so I would like to say that transparency, which I talked about in my previous topic, the transparency also drives the accountability. Okay, and it also ensures that the other persons to do better than. So that he can be, or he or she can be termed as a better performer than the other. So it actually drives a competition. So that's the one part of it. Other thing which I also said, that the ITSM tools can, give you some historical reference. If that issue has occurred earlier, you know the solutions. And with now all this AI and the predictive part of it, probably you know the solution right whenever you got it, you type it, your ITSM tool will tell you this is what the solution is. You don't have to actually invest time on it. Okay, so that's the kind of future solution which we are looking at. And I think some presentation has been sent by this gentleman, he was talking about the predictive solution. So that is going to help us a lot in future, and that drives the value. And that will ensure the faster resolution and problem, and that is going to ultimately result into a customer experience.
Got it. So I want to understand the strategies and best practices that you have in your industry for modernizing some of the legacy IT, because some of the companies we have seen, they have been using their IT systems for a long time now, for about 10 years, 15 years, and now considering the trends and changes on AI and a lot of things. So probably either from your own company use cases or from colleagues that you have heard, how do you think, or what are the best practices and strategies that you see currently for modernizing IT?
Okay, so I think We have a vision to have a serverless organization. Even we don't want to keep an AD server. So it's all, it has to be on the cloud. Probably your core system should be on public cloud or private cloud. We are also looking for most of the solution. We are looking at a SaaS application so that we don't have to worry about infrastructure or even monitoring of the infrastructure in the public cloud or the private cloud. We don't want to have. So that's one part of it. In terms of the applications, we are also looking for low code, no code kind of applications is required. And we are also looking at using applications which will work within the ecosystem, like if you have a SAP core system, we are looking at all the tools through which, all other surrounding systems can be integrated with SAP, or if that is our core system. So that's part, is a collaboration among all the systems. So that's very important. Collaboration among the team who are working, and integration in multiple layers through APIs, various applications. So, and the most important thing is that we also have to be, adaptive to the changes. In future, today you are talking about Gen AI, tomorrow, 5 years down the line, you'll see a lot of changes. You do not know what is going to be because we did not hear all these things 5 years ago. Now we are hearing all these things. So I think that the company culture, that's what we are actually driving is in our organization. The company culture should be changed to adapt to the new technologies. And that's, we are driving across the organizations. And our promoter is very, very kind of, he always tells us that we need to adapt this new technology, and he firmly believes that technology can only drive growth and technology can only drive savings, So that's what for my.
Manikda, I think you have covered the all. So just, there is no point reiterating the all. So cloud, 100% cloud, SaaS, whenever you get a chance to adopt SaaS, and a very secure platform environment so that there is no data breaches or cybersecurity threats.
So I think Manikda and Kripa has covered everything. Just to add, primarily, now we have got a host of applications, so managing different applications and the synergies between them, what we can get through that. Secondly is that obviously, the workforce has bifurcated, across different ways. And thirdly is that the omni-channel, I think that's become very important. So that's the three areas, I think, how the technology part is changing flavors.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I would add is everything will be driven by the user experience, what user wants, what user is going to feel like in terms of using the application. So everything else derives from that.
Totally makes sense, right? Whenever in case you're making any change, I think all of it starts from your employee and ends with customer, right? As long as you keep this bunch happy, I think you're going to have a great, successful company. Probably just my last question. We were talking about a bunch of new innovations we are seeing, right? The trends and all of it. So probably if there are new trends that you see, if you want to really adapt in your company, what would that be in the next few years? Top of your mind, whatever comes to your mind, the trends and developments that you're seeing currently in the industry and the things you're aspiring to change within your ecosystem, and how do you want to leverage it?
So next 5 years I cannot predict because I don't trust any long-term plan in today's IT because plans should be made for 6 months to 1 year max. So next 6 months we are trying to prepare a board presentation by AI. So no person involved. We will only, data will extracted from the ERP and the other system, Salesforce and other system, and it will prepare the PPT for the board presentation. The person only present that in front of boards.
I think on similar lines, what we are looking at is system will tell us what to make, what to sell, and at what price to sell. Three important elements.
So I think without saying AI, we can't complete the discussion. So it's AI. We are doing some use cases in AI, but more from the content side, where we are trying to re-establish some of the images, some of the contents, etc. through AI. But I would say from employee experience also, AI will have a large play in next 1 or 2 years, not even 5 years. So we hope to see some success there.
So, yes, so without AI, I think we can't proceed nowadays. We are also having machine learning solutions in our shop floor, in our assembly line, to replace the manual work and to, to accurately identify the faults and defects that we are implementing. I think we are greatly focusing on analytics, and I think down the line, as Swarab said, that what to sell and what to produce, so that's the kind of predictive analytics, which we are looking at. Definitely predictive maintenance, which you're looking at very immediate, So we are already, OT part that we are considering. Predictive maintenance is something we are looking as an immediate solution for us. And I think most important thing, I think how the system, how we can collaborate and work together to ensure the customer success, customer experience, to improve the customer, that's what the key focus areas.
With that, we'll actually end the discussion. First of all, thank you so much for taking time out and being extremely patient and answering these questions. And just to let you know, most of the things that I asked was not discussed with them in the past. I'd given them like 6 questions, but I ended up asking questions very randomly, depending on how the conversation went. I'm sorry for using you like ChatGPT. Yeah, but anyway, I didn't even think twice, because I knew for sure with the collective experience on the stage, they didn't even blink an eye to come back with some interesting anecdotes. I actually wanted to take notes, but after some point in time, I thought I should go back and look at the recording to understand whatever they spoke. So thank you so much for enlightening us. It was great conversation. I'd love to connect with you personally and then see how we can work together.
On a lighter note, it has a dual meaning. You never spoke something to be taken off in the writing.
And also on the lighter note, when the previous presenter was starting his presentation about ITSM, it didn't work. I think that was not deliberate.
Great, thank you so much. But best way to end with such some smiles. Thanks for doing that as well. Have a great evening, guys. We'll probably go for felicitation from you.
Thank you so much. So I'd like to request our all panelists and moderator, please stay back on the stage. So it's time for the felicitation, and one by one I'd like to call on the stage. First, I'd like to call on the stage our Honorable General Manager of Marketing from Logarhythm Consultancy Private Limited, none other than Shri Ravi Kumar. Ravi sir, please come on the stage. And can I get a huge round of applause for Ravi sir? So I'd like to request Ravi sir, please felicitate our Honorable Shri Prakash Bharat sir, who is giving his valuable time on this grand evening. So for this beautiful moment, can I get a huge round of applause, everyone? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Prakash sir, for giving us your time on this evening. Thank you so much. And Ravi sir, please stay back. Ravi sir, please stay back. So I'd like to request Ravi sir once again to felicitate Shri Shubhamay Chakraborty, who is here on the stage. Thank you so much, both of you. Thank you so much, Ravi sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ravi sir. Now I'd like to request Shri Prakash sir to felicitate Shri Shorab Das, who is on the stage. And for this beautiful moment, I want each and everyone, please give a huge round of applause. Thank you so much, Prakash sir. Now, once again, I'd like to request Prakash sir to felicitate Shri Kripaduti Sharkar. And I want everyone for this beautiful moment, please give a huge round of applause. Thank you. Thank you so much, Kripaduti sir, for giving us your valuable time. Now, once again, I'd like to request Prakash sir to felicitate Shri Manik Pal. Okay, Manik sir is not here. Okay. Thank you so much, Prakash sir, and all the panelists for attending this grand extravaganza organized by Freshworks with Logarhythm in collaboration with Reddington. So we are almost at the end of this evening, but we are not ending now because we have once again another round of quiz contest. And just before this, before we start the quiz contest, I want to announce that the previous part of the quiz contest, whoever participated and gave the correct answer, we are going to give the award to that particular person who have give the correct answer. And now we are going to start another round of quiz contest, and for this purpose, once again, I'd like to request Pradeep sir, please take over for the quiz contest and end this evening with a beautiful vote of thanks.
Question, and as promised, we have exciting prize to win. So the question goes like this. I mean, you all have heard Pranav talking about the ITSM suite of products which we have. So there is a very interesting question. So what's the name of the AI engine which is there with us? So the options are, is it Siri AI? Okay. Oh, I think, wow, brilliant. So can we have the prize, please? So it's Freddy AI. That's the AI engine which is there. Congratulations, sir. Last question of the evening. Again, a very simple one. So what's the full form of ITSM? Wait for the answer. Option. What is the full form of ITSM? So the options are IT software management, IT system management, IT solutions management, or IT service management. I think we have answered there. Brilliant. Congratulations, sir.
So before we go for vote of thanks, I would like to request everyone to keep their feedback forms ready. So our colleagues are coming to to hand over the gifts. Thank you.
Having a hectic day at office, and then someone asking me to attend an event. I'm really, really thankful to all of you. I mean, thanks Prakash and all the industry leaders who shared their point of view and their experience about the changing phase of ITSM and what the future lies in front of us. I mean, it is important for us to understand that as an organization, we see this change and we are a part of this change. We are a part of this change and the revolution with almost thousands of customers in India every month. Really, really fortunate to be a part of this. I also wanted to call out one of our existing customers. So Gainwell, I can see they are seated here. So first of all, thank you very much. You are not just an attendee and ambassador for us, you are also a customer to us. So I think they will definitely have some words of their experience to share about using Freshservice. I also want to echo Prakash and Pranav's point of view, right? That today, when we talk about ITSM, I mean, as an organization, right? So Freshworks' vision is very clear. We don't want to build software for Fortune 500 companies. We want to build software and be a part of the digital transformation journey of 5 million, Fortune 5 million companies. And for that to happen, I think 3 key important things, which is important, which makes us different, especially in the India market, is one, you have to have a very, very user-friendly and a strong product. So the product which you see today, I mean, Pranav which showed the demo, and we'd love to show the product demonstration to each of you. I think the team at Logarhythm and our extended team at Reddington would love to engage with the conversations with each of you starting today. We also wanted to ensure that in case if you have any questions or if you're looking for ITSM and if you have questions in mind, we are there for you. We have a team in Kolkata and Prakash's team is spread across India. So in case if you think that your extended team wants a clarification, wants to engage us with a discussion, we will love to travel to your place, understand your requirement in ITSM, and then be a part of your digital transformation journey. With that note, thank you. Thanks a lot to each one of you, and we break for dinner.
Thank you so much, sir. So we are ending this official evening right now. So thank you so much, everyone, for giving us your valuable time. And it's time of dinner. So I'd like to request each and everyone, please join at Kalash, just opposite of registration desk. So it's a pleasure for me to be that I got an opportunity to be a voice of Microsoft. Once again, it's the second time for me hosting this particular evening. So I'm your host, Anchor Grace. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can. My ID is Anchor Grace Official. So thank you so much, everyone. Good night, Shivratri, and please do not forget to have your dinner, which is there at Kalash, just opposite of registration desk. Thank you so much. Good night, Shivratri.